If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. I could probably end the list right there, but I'm going to continue. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. Speaking from personal experience, creating a podcast felt so overwhelming. I didn't know where to start, but using Anchor was a no-brainer. Their website and app is user-friendly. You're able to navigate through it easily. It's pretty cool, guys. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership, and it's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. A one-stop shop. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. This episode of the Indie Center podcast is brought to you by Spotify, the place where you can listen to your favorite artists and podcasts for free. Did you hear me? You don't even need a premium membership. Spotify has a huge catalog of podcasts on every topic, including the one you're listening to right now. On Spotify, you can follow your favorite podcast so you never miss an episode. Are you subscribed to me yet? Wink, wink. Premium users can download episodes to listen to offline wherever you are, and that is so convenient. How many times have you found yourself in an airplane or driving down a road with no reception and you just want to escape but can't? You are stuck sitting next to somebody that snores, or you're stuck in a meaningless conversation and you just want to listen to podcasts. Well, now you can, guys, and you can easily share what you're listening to with your friends on Instagram. So if you haven't done so already, be sure to download the Spotify app and search for Indie Center Podcast on Spotify, or browse podcasts in the Your Library tab. Also, make sure to follow me so you never miss an episode. Rematch recap. I am here with Chris Haney. He just had his rematch bout with what's his name? Brandon Chambers.
Correct.
His last bout ended in a draw, so he went back to Maryland to get that W, but it didn't go that well.
Nah, it didn't work out that way.
What the fuck? Walk me through the whole process. Like, how was it?
Nah, it was good. It was good.
I saw the stadium in it.
Yeah, it was a lot like last time, man. The stadium was off the chain, man. The way they had the lights and the screens everywhere, and it was packed. The vibe was good. About 75% of the people that were there were there for my opponent.
Yeah, so they drove there. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he sold a lot of tickets. There was a lot of people. There was a lot of trash talk, and people getting their feelings on it.
Did that get to you?
No, not at all. Oh, I love that shit. If anything, it adds a little fuel to the fire. Like, I live for that. Like, I like that. You know, I know it's not boxing related, but one of my MMA fights, I was really nervous, and they started talking. Some crowds tried to fight my brother, and I got into it and just broke it up, and that shit pissed me off so bad. I went in there and I beat dude in like 30 seconds. So I'm just saying, like, you know, I live for that shit.
Well, fucking, like, when he gets a good shot at you, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't that get to your mind when, like, he gets a good connect you right in the fucking chin, and then the people, you know, in the crowd are like, oh, like they're fucking loving it because that's their guy. Does that get to you? Like, you hear that shit?
Not at all. When I see that shit, I get their crowd going too. You know what? Like, loud noises, it gets me excited. If it's against me or for me, either way, you know, like, I don't know. I love that shit. So, like, you'll see in my fight, you know, if I can get video of it, and you'll see in my last fight against him, there was a couple times he connected with a few good punches, and the crowd went wild. Yeah. Like, you know, like, oh! So I threw up my hands, I smiled, and I just nodded at them like, I'm good, let's do this. Like,
I
you know,
I saw that clip.
I do that, and I did it in this fight. I think I might have had a clip, so there was the one time I did that, you know, he hit me. I'll give it to him. He hit me a few times, got me with a nice little like hook and uppercut and all that. You saw my head bang back and shit. The crowd got wild. But I wasn't hurt. Yeah. So I threw up my hands like, yeah, you know, like, cool, you know, let's do this. I'm good. You know, props to him for the punching and shit, but like, you know,
is that kind of what Floyd does? Like, every time he gets hit, good. He just shakes his head like, nah, we ain't do
Yeah. See, yeah. So you know, talking to people, it depends. You know, usually when they shake their head and they try to say no, like no, I didn't feel that. No, that was nothing. No, it was something.
No, yeah.
They felt that shit.
Yeah.
Me, I don't shake my head. No, I shake my head. Yes, let's do this. Or yes, you know, like.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, you caught me, but I got it. I took it. It's, you know what I'm saying? Don't be too excited. And if that's everything, shit, you need to be nervous because I took it. You know, like, it's different. I don't try to, you know, I give him props. When he hits me, I nod my head like, yeah, you got me. My turn. You know, he gives me a little, I want to get him back. That's for sure. Now, if I'm not nodding my head, he probably got me really good. And I was just thinking about trying not to get knocked out. So
like
I don't got time to
like
be
when Ivan
cocky.
just fucking hit you once. Like when Ivan hit you, yeah.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Like when you hit me, ever.
Yeah, no, Ivan, the fucking Russian guy.
Yeah. Oh, Ivan. I thought you said you. Like,
no.
like when you hit me.
No, I said Ivan.
I hit you.
Ivan.
No, when Ivan hit me, yeah, like exactly like that. I was like, yeah,
no
when
wonder
you
were
hit me,
looking
bro.
at me weird. I'm like, why is he looking at me weird?
I was like, you want me to tell people you hit me? Like, okay, yeah, when you hit me, bro.
I saw that disconnect. I'm like, no, let me connect this shit.
Yeah, just like when that dude hit me, though. Exactly like that. I didn't knock my head, nothing. I just tried to stay standing.
I want to say this, that you don't even look like you fought. You don't got a scratch in your face. You didn't bust your lip. You're not bleeding. That same night, you sent me a selfie. I saw that. I'm like, what the hell? You look the same.
Nothing.
Right before you went to the fight.
I had a little bit of a black eye when I went to the fight from sparring, you know.
Yeah, was that the lower left, right?
Yeah, not too long before the fight, you know, I got caught in the eye sparring.
Yeah.
So I went there with the black eye. And when I left, even that black eye was a little more gone. Like, it was almost healed. Like, it didn't, you know, I mean, he didn't make it worse. Like, I looked even better than when I started the fight, you know. I mean, I don't know, I'm a dog, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to try to say I didn't get hit, because I got hit, man. I got hit a few times. There was a couple, but like in the side of the head, in the corner of the head, on the top of the head, and he hits hard. I mean, there was a few times there. So I was like, all right, let's not let this happen again, or 2 times in a row or something, you know. But no, not too many solid shots to the face. And even the ones that did, I mean, I took them. They didn't leave much marks.
Man, and that's a shame that you didn't get that W, man.
It is a shame, but I'm not going to sit here and try to say that I earned that W. Yeah. It was a back and forth fight. If they would have gave it to me, I would have took it. Yeah. Because I rocked him, you know what I'm saying? I caught him plenty of times where he was on skates, but he threw more punches. Yeah, I felt off. I felt slow. I had a game plan to go in there and attack the body, and I didn't. I threw like 3 punches to the body, man. I was supposed to attack the body. Yeah, and then I worked on a certain combo because he throws these like 3 jabs in a row that, I saw that they're not powerful, but
3 jabs, but he leaves himself open too.
He leaves himself open. So I had this, you know, slip 1, uppercut, hook. That was the game plan, and I threw it once or twice in the fight a little bit, but not at the right moments. But yeah, instead he threw those jabs, and they're not the strongest. But when they catch you, it takes you off. Like, I'm off balance. I can't.
Kind of like taps you like Nick Diaz when you say that his punches aren't powerful, but they
yeah, but no, because Diaz somehow be making people go down though with their skates. Like, this shit didn't hurt. It didn't even, like, getting jabbed in the nose. If anything, it pisses you off pretty much because it gives you like this watery tingle and then the watery eyes that you get mad getting punched in the nose. I'd rather get rocked and a little dazed than punched straight in the nose. But he was catching me with 3 jabs in a row, and it's not that they weren't hurting me, but they pushed my head back, and when my head's back, I'm off balance, and my counters aren't there. You know, I got to avoid those. Yeah. So it was, you know, I just didn't stick to my game plan. So, you know, it's my fault. Yeah. But I was still in there. If they gave me the W, I would have took it because, you know, I might have deserved it. I mean, it was a back and forth fight, but he a Baltimore guy. We fought in Baltimore. Yeah. I'd have to do a lot more than just
bring that shit to Chicago.
I'm ready. We need to talk to some Chicago promoters.
What's up, man? Guys, seriously, make this happen, man. Chris Haney, you're entertaining. I see you in the ring and you were talking. And then the weigh-ins, You were talking shit.
Yeah.
I think he didn't say. I don't know if he was saying anything.
No.
But you were just like, yeah. What were you saying to him at that point?
So, man, we got in there and on. He was just kind of smiling, but the announcer was all like, and the rematch, you know, and the crowd that was watching, you know, they got a little excited, and he kind of came in there smiling, and I'm over there smiling, and I'm like, yep. I'm like, but this ain't gonna go to the full rounds or go to the decision.
Yeah.
I'm gonna knock your ass out, you know?
That's
and it is what it is. Yeah, and he's a real cool guy.
Yeah.
After the fight, I mean, we talked, we chit-chat, we gambled a little bit. I don't drink, you know, but he was drinking, like, you know, we kicked it. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
But we had to put on a show. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go up to him and go, hey, I'm gonna put up a show. Nah, I went in there. I tried to scare him before the fight.
Yeah,
after the fight, it was whatever. But yeah, I mean, I tried to put on a show, so I was talking shit. He didn't know how to react. I mean, he just smiled at me though. He didn't cower up. He just smiled at me and shit. But it got the crowd ready, and they wanted to see that shit.
So, me and you were talking weeks ago before, I forgot what point, but we're talking about your knuckles and what they mean to you, like, especially in the streets. So you were telling me you have to register that, right? You have to register your
Yeah, when I became a professional MMA fighter, so I'm already registered, so I don't know if you have to do that when you become a professional boxer also. You just sign a paper that's saying, you know, that you have this certain, like, training with your hands and all. It's not as bad as a gun. It's not saying that if I walked up and I punched somebody that I'm looking at, like, 15 years or anything like that.
But would that be taken into consideration?
But it will be taken into consideration.
Like if you swung first and you knew that you have weapons.
Yes. So if there's a altercation and, you know, both people are in the wrong, it ain't gonna be so bad. But if I go over there and I pick on somebody and I get drunk and just, you know, just punch somebody out of anger, that's
like there's a guy that does it. Who did it recently?
Conor McGregor.
Oh, Conor McGregor and BJ Penn.
Oh, BJ Penn too. I know BJ.
But Conor McGregor, man,
punch an old man, I guess.
Yeah, but that old man, did you see him afterwards?
Yeah, he had G, bro.
Let's go back to my whiskey.
Yeah, was that in Ireland? Yeah, man, I'm fucking Irish people, bro. God, that dude was like, this was nothing. Went home and said, I got punched again. You know, he told his wife at the dinner table, fucking punched again. That's it.
God, he should go into fighting because he didn't fall. Like he wasn't. I saw that and I kept having to rewatch. I'm like, where Conor's a professional. Like he should really, you know, hurt people with that.
Right. Especially a cheap shot, you know. I mean, like.
No wonder he didn't get Mayweather. So, talking about the street shit with Conor punching and then BJ Penn, you know, doing the chokehold on people. Has there ever been a situation where you found yourself like that in the streets after being professional?
Just that one time, and I think I explained it last time at Walmart.
Yeah.
I had that parking spot. Me and dude got into an argument, and I knocked dude out, and his friend was like, it was between you two. Like, I didn't want nothing to do with that. Like, that was the only time. There's been very, very few, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's just because I got older and I got out of that. You know, I used to live in the city and be in the city all the time. I don't know if it was because I used to gangbang. I don't know if it's just because I got my family and I'm humble and I got, you know, and a lot of things are working for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I used to get in some kind of altercation like every day years ago.
Well,
but
you were heated. And the thing, when you're younger, you have so much more, you know, testosterone. And all
and being a little guy, I felt like I had to prove it. So I used to start a lot of shit, man.
What is it, Napoleon complex? Well, like the short people, like I got something to prove.
Yeah, maybe because that was definitely it. And I used to have to act real hard. I used to, you know, man, I don't know, bro. I used to scare like a group of 10 people, and they would be like, "Nah, this dude's too wild," and I'd be like, "Come on!" So I'm running up to like 10 people, and then they wouldn't want to do it, and they'd leave, and I'd be thinking to myself, like, "Thank God." They didn't all want to fight me because, you know, I mean, I'm a little dude. I'm more bark than bite, you know. I mean, I'm a tough guy, but still. But I used to scare people. I used to, like, just be yelling and, like, man, veins popping out. And they're like, man, there's something intimidating about this guy that want to fight us all. Like, we missing something.
I think that's intimidating. Like the way you were at the weigh-in where you're just, you know, talking your shit and he ain't saying nothing. Like, that could be intimidating to some people when you're just standing there just talking shit.
I'm good at that, man. Like I said, that's what I did. So that's why, man, at the fights, at the weigh-ins and shit, I love that shit. Like, I'm good at that. In the fight, too, you could see me. I was talking shit. His crowd was all like, come on, knock them out. And we were like in the third round or something, get a little tired or whatever. But I looked at him and I said, you hear them? Come on, you hear them? They say, knock me out. Come knock me out. And I was like, the dude did nothing, did nothing. Like, he don't know how to react to that. Like, should I try to knock him out? Should I, like, smile at him? He was like, I don't know how to react to that, I was like, just trying to hype it up. And that shit hypes me up, too, because I was tired, and something about that little excitement gives me a little more energy.
Has there been an opponent that would match your talk shit, match your trash?
There could have been, but like probably in like MMA when I didn't talk that much trash when I should have, but I didn't. Like I didn't, like I was more focused on fighting than talking shit like it should be, Yeah. But no, there hasn't really been anybody that's talked back. I just get mostly just a smile back.
That's it?
Yeah. There was this one dude, Nate Williams, in MMA, a little short dude, and we were fighting for the belt, and I'm like, I'm going to put on a show with this guy. Like, I already had it in my head, like, I want to put a show on. And at our weigh-ins, bro, he came around the corner. He got all in my face and put his forehead all on my chin. Or more like my chest, because he was little as hell, but I had to, like, look down. Yeah. But I was like, okay, this is what I wanted. So, I shoved my forehead in his, and we just, like, looking like some fucking rams going at it. But it was good. The crowd loved it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the people loved that shit. But, I mean, I was planning on doing it. And, man, he was planning on doing it, too, I guess. And it looked real because it was real. Yeah. And then I kind of left there like, oh, I want to beat this dude's ass. Like, good. Like, I'm mad this dude came at me like that. He should have been scared, like a foot taller than you, bro. So, yeah. And so we fought the next day and he beat my ass. And he caught me in a choke. I was whooping his ass and all, but this little short dude caught me in this little, it's called the darts choke. And he was so short and swollen. Holy crap, he locked that in and couldn't fucking breathe. I seen angels and shit. I was like, nah, man, I gotta tap. I'm about to go to sleep.
That is funny. So would you ever go over the line and let's say you're saying all your opponents are just smiling back at you? Like, do you ever try to reverse that shit and be like, that's right, smile like a little bitch, and just kind of?
No, I haven't. But I'm sure it. If
I think that would have pissed off Chambers.
Yeah, and especially with the boxing, if it goes if it's like an 8, 10, or 12 rounder, mine's only 4 rounds, which is, it's plenty because I was tired still. Yeah. But, it's a lot of time, but it's not. But like if we were going 10 or 12 rounds, you know what I'm saying? You try to get to them, like let me break this dude down these last few rounds. He's getting tired. Yeah. Let me get in his head too and piss him off so he can get like sloppy, you know. But with the 4 rounders that I have, there's not enough time to get in his head and all. I do a little bit to get in the crowd's head and let the crowd get in his head. Because there was a few times they hyped him up and I'm like, all right, he's going to attack. And I caught him with one badass hook with that because I knew he was coming in. I'm like, oh, he's not going to just throw one. He's coming in. And I threw a wild hook and it freaking caught him and crowd got quiet quick. So I use that as an advantage. But I talk a little shit. He smiles and then I try to punch him.
So days leading up to the fight, you had to cut weight.
So I fucked up this time.
What happened?
In some of my fights, when I first started MMA, I was losing up to when I first started on MMA, I was losing like 2 pounds. I was little, but I gained weight and put on some muscle. And for some of the title fights, I would lose up to about 20 pounds from my fight. And I'm a little guy, so it's hard. A lot of MMA fighters do that. I got tired of that. I got diabetes, type 1 diabetes, not related, but I got it, and it just was too hard, so I stopped doing that. Yeah. I naturally walk around at about 140 pounds. Okay. So I've been fighting at like 135, 140 if I can. Okay. This one was at 135. So I'm like, cool, 5 pounds ain't shit. Like 5 pounds is like not eating one day and hit the sauna for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Not a problem. It's not that hard. So, but I fluctuate. I'm like 138. I'm like 133, 139. I'm just up and down or whatever. Yeah. So I didn't even check my weight.
So that's where you live. Like you're not even worried about.
No, and that's eating whatever. That could be eating healthy or that could be eating fast food. My body don't give a fuck. Like it's weird, dude. Like I got high metabolism. Yeah, man. It's always been like that in my life. I could pick out on fast food and I won't gain no weight. I mean, I feel like shit, but I won't feel weight.
I'm still trying to lose the donut that I ate the last month, man. This doesn't work like that with me.
So about 2 days before the fight, I decided to jump on the scale to see where I'm at. I must have been eating good because I was 147 pounds, dude. So I had 2 days. It was like 2.5 days to lose 12 pounds.
And before that, when was the last time you checked yourself?
Man, I don't know, last year.
Oh my God. And you just had your son's birthday party.
Dude,
man.
I maxed out, bro. I was eating food. I was eating cake. I didn't care.
Oh my God.
But I'm like never more than 143 pounds, you know? I was 147.
How many days leading to the fight?
2.5 days.
Oh my
So I was like, all right, well, I don't get to eat from now until weigh-ins.
Well, you went fasting immediately.
Yeah, I went fasting immediately. It turned into, I had a little bit of chicken and a little bit of fish and some fruit like apples throughout the 2 days, very little. And then the day of, I went there and I put on a sauna suit, and there was no sauna, but I was 3.5 pounds over still. And I went in there and I had no scale because I couldn't bring on the airplane because, man, they charge a lot of money for the damn packaging, bro.
Really?
Me and my brother, because he didn't buy, he got us the plane tickets, they pay for everything, you know what I'm saying? No problem, they pay for everything. But depending on what airline you go with, like Southwest, you get a free bag, no problem. But any other airline, you got to pay for it. Well, it was like $60 for me to check in a bag. So me and my brother put everything in one bag to just check in one time because, you know, it's $60 to come check in back.
Yeah.
But I got to bring all my stuff, man. I need stuff, you know, not just a little carry-on bag.
So
I need everything.
Did they provide the cup man and all that? Or?
No, I had to pay for a cut man. They paid for my corner man to come with me.
Okay.
Which he could have been my cut man. He just doesn't know how the cut man. So I paid for a cut man there, $50, you know.
That's not bad.
Yeah, you know, it wasn't bad. It depends on how many rounds you got. I got a 4-rounder. If it was like an 8-rounder, it might have been $100.
Yeah.
What were you saying? Oh, so I got over there in the scale. I was like 3.5 pounds over. Got over there, just didn't have enough room to bring the scale on the plane, and also I went there, put on sauna suit, everything I had. This Adaline cream. It's like some kind of moisturizer thing, like thick as hell, and it like suffocates your body. Like you put it all over, and it's thick as hell.
You put the suit on,
and then you put the suit on, and it like somehow like. I don't think it like opens your pores, but it like covers them, and you just start drenching sweat, bro.
Really?
And it just be dripping off. It's insane, and
so
you feel like
so. If I
shit,
put Adaline cream on my belly, go to sleep with it, am I gonna wake up with a 6-pack?
And not a 6-pack, but a wet T-shirt for sure. You have a wet T-shirt because you'll sweat, but you'll drink that shit right back in the morning. So I had to do all that, and then I had to not drink. So I was taking these ice cubes and like just like kind of like. Hold the ice cube in my mouth to just kind of like get the cotton mouth going and to like keep me from like crying. So and
you didn't eat all that. You didn't eat it all that day, right?
Not for like a whole day completely. I didn't eat it all. And but I woke up in the morning and I drank my coffee, which I shouldn't do, but I'm like I have to. I'll sweat a little more, but you know I needed something in the morning. Because I had to fly out there like 8 in the morning and weigh-ins weren't until 7 at night.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, that's a long time and not eating and, you know, feeling like shit. I already dehydrated a little bit. I already lost like 3 pounds from water weight the night before and just said, all right, no drinking, no eating, no nothing like that. And then when you get out there, you can do more. So I put the sauna suit on, that cream, a lot of clothes. Went in the hotel bathroom, turned on the hot water, luckily, because not all hotels have very hot water, but this one had hot enough water. Turned on the hot water in the faucet, hot water in the shower, put towels in like the bottom of the crack by the door, and just let that shit steam up as much as you can. And I was just shadow boxing and jumping around, looking in the mirror as much as you can before it fogs up until you can't see anything. And just music and just like replaying the fight and what could happen. And I stayed in there for like maybe like a total of like 2 hours. It was in and out though. It was like 30 minutes in, you know, and then I came out for like 5 minutes and just had to like breathe a little bit, get an ice cube or two, go back in for like 10 minutes out, then 30 minutes, 10 minutes, on and off.
That's dedication right there.
Then I went to then they told me that they just that somebody did bring a scale and it was in the fitness room at the hotel. Because because I heard the promoter come and I came out and the promoter was there and they knock on the door and there's one dude and he answers the promoter giving him shit and he's like, "Are you Mr. Where do I get my food? How do I get my food?" Because they pay for our food and everything. Everything was paid for. And he's like, "Are you Mr. How do I get my food?" And the little fighter was like, "Yeah, what do you mean?" And he's like, "Bro, are you on weight?" You know, this is a promoter talking to the fighter now. "Are you on weight?" And he's like, I don't know. He goes, "You better be on weight talking about where do I get dinner and where do I get breakfast. What are you doing eating if you're not on weight?" So he's like, "Man, there's a scale to go check your weight."
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Oh, I need to check my weight too." So I went over there and he was like 5 pounds overweight, bro. And he was eating dinner. He ate dinner the night before. Oh my God. He ate breakfast in the morning.
He was 5 pounds overweight in front of the promoter?
Yeah, bro. The promoter was not happy at all. He's like, "Man, I don't know how you do things nowadays, but when I used to fight, like, bro, we didn't eat the day before and you know, we had the sweat and all this." He's like, "What are you doing?" Huh?
Was he new? How does he not know? Like,
yeah, man, some of these fighters ain't professional, bro. Some of these fighters just aren't professional.
Fighting at a professional level.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes they just need people and I don't know, man. I don't know how to explain. There's just always those few that just like, you don't belong here. Yeah. Now, apparently he didn't do so bad in fighting, but I mean, he's a little dude and he didn't care about his weight at all being that heavy. Like, that's not professional. Being that heavy is not professional.
No, I'm not really like good with boxing or UFC, but what happens when you're overweight, when you don't hit weight?
So in MMA, professional level, usually they'll give 10% of your purse. To the opponent. So if I'm overweight, you know, that guy's going to get 10% of my purse. So I'm going to lose 10% and he's going to get it. Yeah. In boxing, they can do it all different ways. Me, I like going there and I like when my guy's overweight because I like to negotiate. I seen one time somebody get $100 a pound. So I seen one of my opponents was 2 pounds overweight. So I'm like, "What's up? $100 a pound, what's good?" And they're like, no, hell no, that's way too much. And I'm like, "What you mean?
$200 is way too much?"
Yeah, I'm like, "What you mean?" And we only getting paid like $1,200, but still, like, I don't know what he's getting paid though. You know, I mean, it's different. It's different pay. Like, he was the hometown guy. He might have been working on just selling tickets. Like, I don't know what his case was, but yeah, I was like, "Man, I'm trying to make money." And they're like, no, what about like $25 a pound? I'm like, 25? What the? $50 a pound. And they're like, "All right, $75. I'm like, all right, I guess I guess that's where it lines up, you know, like, what was I supposed to say, 85? Like, I was like, all right.
Is there a threshold, like, after you're a certain weight, like, if you're 5 pounds overweight, you're like, "Nah, you can't"?
I could easily just be like, "Yeah, I don't want to fight him." And in MMA, I'll still get my show money. Yeah. Because I showed up and I was on weight and all that. That guy didn't. So I'll get, in MMA,
you don't get the full pay.
No, I'll get the half. I won't get the win pay, you know, because I wouldn't have fought.
Yeah.
But commission in MMA and boxing, if you're a certain amount over, and it could be 6, 7, 8 pounds, for sure 10 pounds overweight, you're in another weight class. You might even be in 2 different weight classes, and they'll say no. They'll just say, "No, you got an hour, you got 2 hours to lose 6 pounds, and if you ain't within 4 pounds, we're not letting you fight." And I've watched a lot of fights go off like that.
Is that possible?
Oh, it is.
How?
It's water weight, man. Your body is like 80% water weight. So, I mean, it's all about sweating. And if you're hydrated, which we're not even hydrated at that time, usually, because we already dehydrated. Yeah. So it's very hard to get sweating. Dude, I mean, our cheeks be sucked in. I mean, you see people pass out.
It's not healthy.
No, not at all. And if you have to go to that extreme, the next day when you fight, you're weak. You get exhausted fast.
But, okay, as long as you make weight, could you go out and just max out? Could you eat? You could?
In boxing and in MMA, yes. As of right now, yes, no problems. No weighing in the next day. A lot of these guys come in 20, 30 pounds heavier. Some people...
What?
And the problem is, yes, and that's why I was losing 20 pounds to fight at the time, because, yeah, these guys were short and small, but realistically, they're just as big as I am because they lost 20 pounds to get there too. Yeah. I've seen people give themselves IVs. They've dehydrated themselves to extreme, you know, losing 10, 15 pounds of water weight, and then they'll have like a lot of doctors and nurses type people, medical people that are in the gym or part of the team, or they hire somebody and they'll give them an IV that later that night.
Yeah.
And they'll put in fucking 10, 15 pounds like that, you know, and rehydrate you while everybody else is trying to drink all water and Pedialyte and, you know, Gatorade.
What?
So there's
like a cheat code.
Yeah, it's tough. It's not illegal though, but yeah, it's
not illegal.
No, I mean you could buy your own IV and do your own IV. Really. I'm straight. I don't never take myself to. I'll lose maybe up to 10 pounds water weight. I've done it before. It's not good. My cheeks be sucked in. I look like a skeleton. Like very scary. Stomach sucked in. I look skinny as hell.
That's crazy. And here, like,
and then you got to try not to max out though afterwards because you're not used to eating. So when you do that, you feel heavy. You get sick. I mean, your stomach don't like that.
So,
you know, like
at the weigh-in, you ended up doing the weight, right?
Yeah.
Meeting the weight?
Exactly. So after that guy was 6 pounds overweight, I jumped on the scale and I was 2 pounds under, bro. I lost 5.5 pounds in that sauna in that room.
Wow.
And I'm like, so I went back to the room and I drank some Gatorade and I felt good.
Didn't eat anything though?
No, I still didn't eat anything.
At what point did you eat?
And no, man, I ate I brought like a bag of like a Chex Mix kind of thing for weigh-in. So when I weighed in after like 7 o'clock, I ate that. And then me and my brother didn't get to the restaurant to get some food until like maybe like 8:30 or whatever. But, you know, I was hungry. But you get to a certain point where your body don't care that you hungry.
Really?
When you dehydrate.
I'm saying really?
Yeah.
I never took myself to that stage.
So when you, about after a full day or day and a half of not eating, you're not hungry.
Your body
but
is
you're not dying. You don't
to-
feel like you're starving. That first like 8 hours, 10 hours of not eating, man, I'm telling you, your stomach is like, bro, it's just growling and talking to you and all this. But when you dehydrate yourself, you don't care about food. Water is so much more important. You're so damn thirsty that you don't even care about food. You're like, I need to weigh in because I need to drink.
Yeah.
Dehydrating is way worse. Like you just want to drink. You don't even care about food at that moment.
What?
Like I'll chug water and Pedialyte and be good for a while. Like it'll be like, oh, you really hungry? And I'm like, nah, I mean, you know, we can eat here or we can go to a restaurant or whatever. When really I should be like shoving my face immediately. But you know, hydrating is like
number one.
Yeah, it's key. It's key.
Holy shit. So we're talking about weighing, right? When we're talking about like losing all this weight, UFC, like in the beginning, weight didn't mean shit.
Nah.
I remember seeing a video of this big, huge guy fighting this, you know.
There was no rules.
$120 guy, just no rules.
Nah.
And no rules. No, bare knuckle.
Yeah. There was very few
Holy
rules. Yeah.
shit.
I mean, I watched people get kicked while they're on the ground, teeth coming out.
My God.
You know what that did though is everybody fought healthy though.
Yeah.
They felt that they fought at their best. You know, a lot of us, like I said, we cut weight and we're not 100% the next day a lot of times. And I'd be perfectly fine with them doing same day weigh-ins, which is weigh in the same day you fight. Weigh in a couple hours before you fight.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna dehydrate and lose all that weight and be hungry, like you're not gonna be able to fight. I'm talking about on that day, like before I got on the scale, I couldn't run. I wasn't gonna do one pull up, no push ups. I was weak.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like when I eat and drink, I'll get all my energy back or a lot of it. But if they did it the same day, like that, then you know everybody wouldn't cut so much weight. And I don't cut too much weight right now. Like I said, I lose about 5 pounds usually. Yeah. While everybody I'm fighting is losing like 20, 25. And it's just, it's cool though.
Yeah, but it's always in your advantage then because they're not there. They're not at
They shouldn't be, yeah. And there is a good process or a process of afterwards about how to hydrate and how to eat to your max. Everybody's got some kind of secret. So it is possible that somebody comes back in about 100% after if whatever method they follow is the right one. I heard these guys talking about a certain brown rice and how they had to eat it all. Even if they weren't hungry anymore, they had to eat it all. They had a certain amount that they had to eat it all. But it had to be spread out though. Don't max it out. But like I heard them talking like they had a certain amount that they had to eat. And dude's like, I ate and he goes, I wasn't even hungry anymore and I was still eating it, you know, and I don't know what that method is, but they looked pretty healthy the next day, so I don't know. I mean, I couldn't do that shit, but...
So talking about bare knuckle boxing, would you do it?
Yeah, I would. How many times? I don't know. Maybe one time.
How long would your career be? Fucking 5-0 and retire.
Oh, I got friends that fight. I have a couple of local MMA fighters that just fought on the BKFC fights just weekend.
Yeah.
Same night I fought or the night after. Real good friend of mine named Sheena Starr. She's crazy. I met her in
wow.
I met her in one of the MMA fights. In Michigan, and we've been cool since. She's down there. She is so into the game. She cut man for them, and then she's been a fighter, and she throws fights, she promotes fights, she's a cut man. She does everything. She coaches. Wow. She has her own fighters. Yeah. She fights. I mean, she does it all or whatever. So she's been the cut man for them. She knew somebody, and she got in, and she became the cut man. And then she also had a fight over there and just beat somebody's ass a few months ago. And then she got another fight, and she just fought this weekend. She got caught in the eye really good. Her eye swelled up really nasty. And
bare knuckle, nothing.
Bare knuckle.
Whew.
That's women doing this, killing it, dude.
That's what just blew my mind. Like, I thought you were talking about a man.
And I had one of my friends, Robert Mora. He fights out. He trains in Lockport, and he fought. He didn't go his way either. But I mean, these guys are fighting on cards with ex-UFC fighters and just people that everybody knows, like on a big show. But man, nobody comes out looking pretty. You already said I got no marks. You don't come out of there looking pretty, man.
At all, guaranteed.
No.
Even if you win
no.
flawlessly, you will still get caught.
No.
I saw, I think it was UFC 1. It was Ken Shamrock versus Royce Gracie.
Okay.
Where Ken was so upset. He was on the floor for, I think, half an hour. The fight went to be like 40-something minutes. So like half an hour, 35 minutes, he's been on the floor, and Royce, been holding on his gi, holding him down. And after, 30, 40 minutes of frustration, the ref breaks it up, and then the brother comes in and extends it or whatever. So Ken Shamrock tries to be on his feet, hits him once, and it doesn't look like it fully connected. It looked like it just hit his cheek or his eyeball. A mouse instantly.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, in MMA, you can get it with a punch, but you get that a lot with the elbows and the knees. You get that with the, it's same with the, same with that bare knuckle. And the problem is the eye, the orbit, the cheekbone, the orbit, there's no, it's just skin. And then bone right behind it. It's very easy for it to cut and get banged up. Yeah. Now, I got punched in the eye, and it was in the eyeball, and it was just with an MMA glove, but it cornered perfectly in the eyeball, and my eye swelled up pretty fast. Like I was like, holy shit! Like I've never been hit like this. My eyes never swelled up like this before. But also, my nose was bleeding a little bit, so I blew my nose. You don't blow your nose when you got a swollen eye.
Why? You don't blow your nose because of the pressure,
bro?
What happens?
My eye
like a balloon?
Instantly like a balloon. Instantly blew up. I couldn't see out of my eye instantly. Like, I'm not talking about like within minutes. I'm talking about I blew and I felt like air coming out of my eyeball, and then bam, bro, I couldn't even see out of my eye. But I pushed it.
And it went back?
And all the air leaked out. Like, all the air came back. Now, it was still a little swollen, but, like, most of it just leaked back out. And I was like, oh, my God, thank God. Like,
did it make a noise when it came out like a queef?
Nah, maybe a little bit. Especially in my head. It was even louder, probably. But, but you know what? I went in there and I was like, man, dude, you hit me hard. And he's like, yeah, but did you try to blow your nose? And I'm like, damn, they know. I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, don't do that. Don't blow your nose. I was like, shit, I didn't know that. Like... And you don't blow your nose when you got that shit because it just make it worse.
Fascinating thing.
Yeah,
holy
crazy.
Shit.
But I've been in a lot of street fights with bare knuckle, but it wasn't against anybody that knew how to fight, so I know that's a difference.
Not in a cage with them.
But when you watch the backyard Miami fighting with Kimbo Slice and some of them, I mean, I can do that. I was a street fighter.
When I think bare knuckle, I think Kimbo. Rest in peace, Kimbo.
Yeah, right.
Man,
I'll tell you what, like, probably the worst injuries are probably they're hurting their own hands. You know what I'm saying? I got weak hands, like knuckles and shit. Like, these bones, man.
That's what I'm saying. How long would your career be?
Same with the lady Sheena Starr. I was talking about that. Just followed her hand. She got pictures all over Facebook. Oh man, her hand's black and blue, swollen. Like a balloon is pretty bad.
True warrior. Shout out to Sheena Starr, man.
Yeah, for sure. 100.
If you're listening out there, wow.
Yeah, 100.
The whole sport is just mind blown, bro. So you said you would do it.
I would.
So my thing, when I think of bare knuckle boxing and I compare it to boxing, right? There's been deaths. I've seen videos, man. So when you think of that, I mean, do you ever think of that aspect of it?
No.
It might be, because there was a guy that actually recently, rest in peace,
Patrick
Day.
just died.
just
passed away the day before my fight.
Your fight, and it really creeped me out because I know you, bro.
I
think that morning I
nothing
texted you.
scared me before that, but that scared me, man. He's 27 years old. This just became a reality. Like, I know it's happened before, but it's like, man, the day before my fight, so we all sitting there, and all the fighters are like, I mean, damn, like there's this possibility. Yeah. So before my fight, you know, I mean, a couple of fighters got together and we just prayed. A couple of us fighters got together and we just prayed and you know, for, you know, let the best man win, but let no man get injured. I mean, we all got families and we all do this for fun. It's nothing personal.
So you and Brandon were
you know, and I wished him the best and I told him, I was like, man, you know, it's just, you know, I hope we put on the show and let the best man win, but just let no man get injured, you know, hope for the best. I mean, because I'm not trying to hurt him. If I hurt him, I'm going to feel bad. That dude that hit Patrick, he wanted to retire.
I saw the video. When the paramedics were coming in, there was a quick shot of his face, and you know, you could tell there was a moment that he looked concerned, like he doesn't know.
Like, damn, he's still down. Like this could be bad.
So like, I saw, I clicked on it. Michael G. Flores was there. He oh yes,
right.
So he ended up sharing the pictures, and that's the first thing I saw when I woke up in the morning. I checked it. Rest in peace. And then I immediately thought of you. I don't know if I texted you in that morning, but I remember texting you sometime during that day before your fight. I'm like, bro, God bless, safe travels, just be safe out there, because that's what I was thinking of, man.
Yeah, 100. It was on a lot of our minds. It's just, and then of course before my fight, family, friends, all that. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's always cool. You know, friends will be like, hey, you know, you'll beat his ass, go knock him out, all that, you know, it's cool. They try to hype you up, you know, like, hey, you know, you're going to beat his ass, you're going to fuck him up. Family, just be safe. Just come back safe, you know what I'm saying? We just pray that you don't get injured, you know what I'm saying? Because that's really all that matters at the end of the day, you know. My wife, my kid, my family, my parents, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all that matters at the end of the day. Yeah, you want to win, and that's what, you know, you're trying to do. You're always trying to win and stuff, but at the end of the day, like just your wife, your kid, like, for real, like, to go out on something that you chose to do for fun, you know, I mean, like, we didn't have to, and some of my family members don't like this or appreciate, you know, like, I mean, oh, my grandpa loved to watch it, but my grandpa don't want me to do it, don't want to watch me get punched in the face. He tells me all the time how stupid he thinks boxing is, like, to just go out there to get punched in the face. It's a dangerous sport, you know? I mean, so a lot of them don't like doing that, and then to get hurt like that, and to, you know, I mean, nobody wishes on that, man. Like, that's scary, that's bad. We just pray that nobody gets injured, you know what I'm saying? I've seen some bad knockouts, but I've never seen anything to that extreme.
Yeah, man.
One guy got slammed on his head in an MMA event, and it was an amateur fight, and it paralyzed him. It was around here too.
What?
Yeah. He tried to do something that wasn't really a move, you know, and it just they fell wrong, and he landed on his neck wrong, and it paralyzed him. And it was an amateur event, and he didn't have no insurance, or the insurance didn't cover it or much, so he had all types of GoFundMe going on and all that to try to help him out.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bad. It's bad. That's scary. You know, all that's always a possibility.
Man, guys, this is...
But when I get in there, I never think that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't, because at some point it would compromise your performance, because you're going to be too cautious, or you're not even going to be you're going to be thinking so much on that you know, he'll clock you or something. You know, your concentration's not all there.
Right.
And, I mean, you're out there. You know, like, nobody goes to war expecting to die. They all expect to come back with their families.
True.
So, you know, there's different ways to look at it. Like, I could be hit by a car tomorrow. Doesn't mean that I'm going to be scared of every single car that passes by. No, like, to have faith, you know, and just believe that you're going to be okay.
But if you just heard that somebody got hit yesterday by a car on that same street that you cross every day, you'd be like, damn. That's the kind of just what happened, you know? It's like, oh, damn, this just happened yesterday.
I really want to cross this street?
It was the ring, and like, damn it, everybody just said how all they do is hope I'm safe, and now it's actually a possibility running in my head that, like, it might not be safe.
Well, then I regret texting you that. I should have.
No, not at all, bro. No, not at all. I appreciate all all the love I get from everybody, man. I appreciate it.
I mean. If you enjoyed this week's episode, please make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay centered on all Indie Center podcast episodes. If you are an independent creator and have a story to share and want to have a sit down, please email me at indiecenter.podcast@gmail.com. That's indiecenter.podcast@gmail.com. If you have sponsorship inquiries, I'd love to help local businesses. Please email me at indiecenter.podcast@gmail.com. Until next Monday, guys. Peace.